pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Bryan Board of Public Affairs meeting for April 19th, 2022. First on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the April 5th, 2022 meeting. Board, you've been supplied with a copy of the minutes. Are there any additions or corrections? If not,
Seeing none, Jim, I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the April 5th.
I will second it.
Dick?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Jim?
yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Next is a hearing of public concerns. Is there anyone present that would like to address the board that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to the clerk treasurer's report.
The board's been presented with the clerk treasurer's report for the month ending March 31st, 2022.
Any additions or corrections? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve the clerk treasurer's report.
Second.
Tom?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Next is a resolution. Lori, will you number read that?
Resolution number 20, 2022, authorizing the Director of Utilities to enter into a contract with All Service Contracting Corporation for the South High Pressure Filter Rehabilitation Project.
Good evening. About a month ago, we came to the board and asked for permission to advertise for bids for the South Filter Rehabilitation Project. That project consisted of removing the sand and gravel, interior inspections of the baffle plates and the under drains, and also interior pressure washing, and then also the installation of new sand and gravel media. We issued 4 bid packets. We received 1 bid. The best and low bid was for $128,041. It was about 3% below the engineer's estimate. The bid was submitted by All Service, who also rehabilitated the north filter in 2020. We're familiar with them. We have experience with them. They're very knowledgeable, professional organization. We do have an anticipated start date of October 1st. We did that because we wanted to avoid the spring season where we're hydrant flushing right now. We're also getting ready to do some main replacements, and then we wanted to avoid the summer peak season where our usage is up. So that's why we kind of planned for the fall. If you don't have any questions, I would recommend that the board award this contract to All Service Contracting for the South High Pressure Filter Rehabilitation Project.
Any questions?
We all knew it needed to be done. We put it off
Not a
for
surprise.
some other things.
You have a motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll second.
Dick?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Terry.
Next is another resolution. Lori, would you number read, please?
Resolution number 21, 2022, authorizing the transfer and reappropriation of electric funds.
Jane?
A couple items got combined here, so I'll just explain what happened with both of them and then ask the board. The soda release payment years ago, an extra payment had been made. So when we sent in the final payment of February 2022, that was reimbursed by Key Government Finance to VMU because obviously it wasn't needed. But that money had been spent out already, which was $50,637.34. Ohio gas payment, as you know, each time that we start the first 5 startups, we have a $13,000 payment to help cover the original cost of providing for the infrastructure for supplying us with fuel for the generation. During the end of January and beginning of February, they switched their billing system over. We also had some, with Shelley and things happening where our Jackie was working through all that stuff too. So trying to figure out how the billing system worked that you've seen online, and Ohio Gas doing their billing changeover, we got double billed for those 4 runs in January of $52,000. So once the error was discovered, Bob Iyer contacted me, and within a day he had a check for me. So we got reimbursed as soon as everything got verified what had happened between us and them. So what we're requesting the board is, first of all, for the solar payment of $50,637.34 to be reappropriated to the project fund that ended in 26A. And then for the $52,000 that was reimbursed from Ohio Gas is to be put back into the generation line that ends in 12C to make sure that we have sufficient funds for generation. And with, of course, you know, all the different pricing changes and things that everybody's dealing with in the projects for what we may need to move there in the future.
I'm all for getting money back.
Yeah, that's good news on 2 fronts.
And then we would ask the transfer and reappropriations be taken to council at their earliest convenience at their next meeting possibly.
Pretty simple.
Good catch, at least by them, to do it so quickly.
Yeah, it was just trying to get used to the new system. And once again, like it's always easier to just pay for those things and then correct them afterwards so that you don't get late fees or anything else in case it is correct.
It sounds like they did have a hiccup when they were going to the new system. I had other people, residents tell me that their bills were kind of
It was a
off
little
the
easy
wall.
for Bob. He looks at stuff from the previous month and everything, so everything was in line for him, and that's what made him catch it so quickly.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I'll second it.
Jim?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Tom?
Thank you. Thanks, Jim.
Next on the agenda is to affect semi-monthly disbursements. Can I have a motion to pay the bills, please?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll second.
Annette?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Comments from being meeting staff?
Yeah, American Municipal Power, AMP, recently announced the recipients of the 2022 Richard H. Gorsuch Scholarship. The 2 recipients in our area were Riley Rocky of Montclair and Lillian Slade of Bryan. The recipients were based on their scholastic records, their personal achievements, and the scores based on the testing that they give about public power. They both did really well, and so at a later meeting, we will probably have an AMP representative. I think May 3rd, we're going to have an AMP representative come down and present Lily and her scholarship. So I just wanted to thank or congratulate Riley and Lillian for our area. It's nice of AMP to be able to do this for these young seniors, and so congratulations to both of them. That's all I have, Mayor.
Well, thank you for that. Josh and I are always proud of Lily, but she was very excited to get that email while we were on spring break. I do want to let you know it was something I advised council of. A few years ago, a gentleman by the name of Scott Phillips donated a tree in honor and memory of Brandon Kreischer. That tree is going to be planted tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Chris Bryce has been working with myself, Jim Funderburg, and the city arborist on a Arbor Day video for the elementary kids at Bryan. So that tree dedication will be recorded, thankfully, by BMU. Jim Funderburg and I will be out there with the family. Public is invited. You are all welcome to attend. We ask that you park at the events entrance at the high school and walk over to that back drive between the elementary and high school buildings, and that will start at 4 o'clock tomorrow. To give a little background, KB and his detective skills was able to get me some more information today. Thank you. But in 1971, Apollo 14 took up tree seeds to the moon. They planted the sycamore at the Kennedy Space Center, and the tree will be planted in Bryan is a clipping from that first generation, making it a second generation tree. It's obviously a very special tree with a legacy, and it's my understanding they will dedicate that tree and name it after Brandon and Grace's son, Callum, who is now 2. So certainly hope that you all can make it. Thankfully, too, for the last 2 years, Court Gosha and April Smith have been caring for that tree in our park's greenhouse because it was not quite ready to be planted until now. So special thanks to them as well for being willing to nurse that tree until it was old enough to be planted.
Brenda?
No, sir.
Lori?
No, sir, thank you.
Mr. Betts? James, anything else? Derek? Mr. Sprout?
Just congratulations to the scholarship recipients and their parents. I'm sure appreciate the, I guess, the help for college. And following up from last week, I've talked to several people about the cable TV situation and ending the cable at the end of next month. And everybody that I've talked to has been very sympathetic and realized that we can't go on the way we were. So it doesn't seem to be as big a deal as we thought it could be, I guess. So that's all good news. I know they're either going to, I talked to the mayor today. He had Spectrum installed in his house.
So you didn't talk to me.
Excuse me, the ex-mayor.
That's okay.
The former mayor, I'm sorry.
We just call him Mayor, but Mayor Johnson.
Okay, Mayor Johnson. And he said they were very nice to work with. The hardest thing, though, is getting his wife to learn how to use a remote. So that'll come with time. That's all I have.
Karen?
It's good to hear about the tree, the sycamore, and yes, good luck to the scholarship winners. Not winners, but the kids that submitted the scholarships. I had an experience helping a couple, also on the cable TV end of things. They have a 2-year-old TV, and it's a streaming TV, and wanted some help and assistance, so I went over to visit them Saturday. And though we couldn't get the router password to communicate, could be a wrong password, they're not sure. But they understood the basics of their television set. And we went into the menu system, brought up a lot of different channels that were already, apps that were already loaded. And they're interested in going that direction instead of just opting for another cable subscriber. They might buy an app or two, and they're pretty happy with the whole process. Sorry for losing City of Bryan cable, but let's just share that it's not a terrible process, and for a little while they can do both, have the cable until we disconnect and try the streaming and see what they get and figure out where they want to go with it. Once they see how many channels they get, they might want to take a while before they make a decision too. So another thing that they're kind of thinking about. That's it.
And I too was approached by quite a few of the residential customers, and they were asking me, who should we go with? I said, the only comment I can make for you is I'm confused myself. I really don't know. I still don't know. But yeah, we'll all get used to the change. It's something that had to happen. I'm surprised it didn't happen years ago when we discussed it, but kept slapping Band-Aids on it. We ran out of Band-Aids.
Yes, we did.
Band-Aids were getting too expensive. Other than that, that's all I have.
And now?
Congratulations to the winners. And that's all I have.
Yeah, congratulations to the recipients. I remember my daughter was able, when she graduated from high school, she got the Gorsuch Award, and I know when it comes to college tuition a little bit out. Yes. Thank you for that. With that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Dick?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Annette?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.